Welcome back, everybody, for the second, guys, episode of the song that changed my life. My name is Emma G. I am a singer-songwriter originally from New Zealand, now here in Washington, D.C., on quarantine, just like the rest of the country. But thankfully, we have this thing called the interwebs, which makes things like today's conversation possible. And so all the way from Connecticut, because it would be a bitch of a drive to get here, um, we've got HannahS and Bongo Bliss from obviously HannahS. And I'm super pumped to have you guys here. Thank you so much for being here. How are you?
Wow, thank you for having us.
Yes, I'm so excited. Now, for those who don't know who you are, I could totally tell people your bio and be super robotic. Or do you want to kind of give people an idea of who you are, what you're about, what your life story is?
Sure. Yeah, you want to go?
HannahS, friend.
All right. So for HannahS, we play a mix of like reggae, singer-songwriters is the vibe of the music. We also have a full band. Everything we're about is just putting positive vibes, growing good vibes in whatever we do, whether it be the songs that we write. I'm also a teacher of many things, including songwriting and yoga, and Bongo Bliss was a chef. And so we put out a lot of stuff about good food, good music, good vibes, good philosophies, good thoughts. Yeah.
And cats.
And cats. And Zion's like,
we're all here on this planet. We're all here.
I love it. Yes, because it's funny because one of the things that when
it's so funny whenever we go live, like he's
right there. He's like, yo, it's my thing too. Yeah. I'm on it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here. What's up?
Yeah, totally.
So one of the things that I love about you guys in particular and your sound is that to be a dope songwriter, you can be of any genre at all. And so looking at like your artwork and your website, your Bandcamp, you totally give off one vibe, then you listen to the lyrics and it's a whole other vibe, and the added instrumentation and just your entire get together is just so beautifully put together that it just kind of knocks you for a six, I think. And I'm really inspired by that. So thank you so much for being awesome and being so diverse and eclectic. For those who don't know, obviously Hannah and I connected through The Modern Musician, and so she's on the path. They're both on the path. The whole band is on the path to world domination, which is exciting. But today we're talking specifically about a song of yours called Blessings rather. And so I wanted to, before we even start, let's have a listen to the song if you guys are down, and just so people can get an idea about who you are and what your sound is like. Are you guys cool with that?
Absolutely.
Yes, I love it. Okay, let's see if my computer, if I know what I'm doing. Okay. Yes. Okay, here we go.
I got lyrics.
Oh, sorry.
Looking for the volume.
I just wanted to check. You could hear that correctly?
We couldn't on our end.
Oh, shoot. That has been complete. Oh, damn. Okay. Let's try that again. I was like, what is going Okay. I just realized.
I thought you were hearing it in your headphones, so I'm like, okay, for some reason.
Okay. Let's try that one more time. Okay. Oh, goodness. That was like slightly awkward.
It was like stone statue, like
Less of your brother and your sister too. Less about the sun bringing each day anew. Less of the trees share tea, magic mango fruit. Less of the children cause they show us the light. Less of the moon as she brings in the tides. Less of the ocean as she washes our sins. Less of all my friends as we begin again. Each stranger as they walk in their own path. Less of the rain as it's bringing nature's bath. Less of your lovers as they lighten up your fire. Bless your enemies, forgiveness takes you higher. Less of creation as you dance with higher inspiration. Bless up meditation, spreading peace across the nation. Bless your shadow self as you dance with your pain. Bless up all my friends as we begin again. When you bless it becomes blessing, and that blessing turns into a blessing, and that blessing turns into more blessings, more blessings, more blessings, more blessings, more.
We create what we see in our mind's eye. A simulation, no limitations. It's electrifying energy, feeling me and healing up my heart. In the sacred space of confidence and knowing I'm a part of the spark. And a bigger picture cradled by the grace. Visualize yourself in the moment, lighting place. Dreaming me in a future reality. Consciously know that the future is now. I know how. Live in this moment and know it and speak your truth. And let the passion inside blossom and show and grow it. And don't forget to breathe. Allow yourself to unweave the knots in your heartstrings. Allow yourself to unweave the knots in your heartstrings. Allow yourself to unweave the knots in your heartstrings. Knots in your heartstrings. Allow yourself to unweave. Of the downloads that are coming through.
Less of the pain that's not serving you.
Bless up the storms that allow the dark to show the light.
Less of the power in releasing of the fright.
Bless up our tribe and the path that we walk.
Less of the lessons as we let spirit talk.
Bless up the manifestations we're dreaming of.
Less of this universe with a movement for love. Less of this universe with a movement for love. When you bless it becomes blessing, and that blessing turns into a blessing, and that blessing turns into more blessing.
awesome. Sorry about that technical difficulty, guys.
It was all good.
It's all a learning experience for everybody, you know?
Life is, you know?
For sure. So, first of all, I mean, you guys, was that you singing at the same time, Bongo?
No, that was our good friend Sky Allen doing vocals. We were really blessed on this album to have him on 3 songs. He's got a voice like an angel. Yeah,
For real.
Yeah.
For real. So you're the percussionist, Hannah, you're the songwriter and the vocalist, obviously. So tell me, like, what was the inspiration behind this song? I'm super intrigued, and like, because this, obviously you've made mention of a whole bunch of things to be grateful for, and the magic of gratitude, and the magic of manifestation, and the magic of just recognizing how blessed we are. But generally speaking, in my experience at least, that comes from a place of having been through some shit.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. The song was inspired by a spiritual teacher of mine, and when we would get off of our phone conversations, he would say, blessed, blessing, blessings, more blessings. And so it was, you know, he didn't explain it to me, so it was something that I would ponder and actually Sky Allen and I co-wrote it. I had written a bunch of the verses and the chorus, and Sky and I had met at a festival, and I didn't co-wrote with that. I co-wrote with like one other person randomly, but was used to writing alone. And
Right.
I kind of got the message like, you guys are supposed to write together. And as I was driving home from the festival that we were playing, I just was like, okay, we need to write, like, he needs to be the other person to finish, you know, the verses and the rap. And yeah, so.
That's cool. So you're talking about like your one of your mentors helped to sort of give you the concept. Can you tell me more about that? Like I mean, it's great to talk about blessings, but to talk so specifically about the things that we can be blessed with. And one of the lines in particular really kind of punched me in the feelings of, bless up your shadow self as you dance with your pain. Whoa. I love that.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you know, it's great to be all rainbows and butterflies, you know, and for sure, we try to do that a lot. But you know, we're human, you know, everybody's got pain, everybody's got heartache, you know, regardless if you've been through, you know, the hardest situation in your life, or, you know, just breakups or whatnot. Everybody feels pain, and I think a lot of us, it's like the tendency is to push that pain away. You know, we don't want to feel that, but what tends to happen from my experience is if you push that down, the pain or, you know, the bad feelings, and you're like, I just don't want to deal with that right now. Mm-hmm. It builds up, and it's still there, and it can create disease, and it can create just problems later on in your life. You're like, why am I feeling so awful right now? Okay, well, that's something that 5 years ago you didn't deal with, you know. So so dance, dance with that shadow self, you know, like feel that, dance with that pain and feel it, you know, feel it to heal it is the vibe. Yeah. Feel it to heal it.
And movement, you know, I think movement's essential to move energy. So physically too, you know, I like the analogy with dancing with your shadow self. You know, when you're moving stuff through, it gives you a chance to work it out. And sometimes, you know, music is an opportunity to put your brain in a different place. You know, audioly, you're getting an intonation, you know, in the key of the music, and then you're able to maybe even quiet your mind a little bit while you're listening to the music, because you're getting inundated with so many different sounds. You know. Mm-hmm. So you get into this trance-like state, and you know, when you're at a show or wherever in your living room, and you start dancing, you're loving the music, you're feeling good, you start to feel better. And then if you let your body just kind of go how it needs to go with whatever that groove is doing, you know what I mean? You're healing yourself. you know,
Yeah.
you're able to heal yourself through that, you know, through the music.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And of course, the drummer of all people would say, you know, movement is important.
Essential,
Yeah.
come on, it's everything is rhythm. Everything
No, I
is rhythm. Everything is rhythm. We talk, we walk, we move. It's all rhythm.
Heartbeats.
It's all
don't
rhythm.
know, man. I've dated some dudes who just don't have that rhythm, but
And some people have their own time signature, you know what I'm saying? Some people have their own time signature.
go from 4/4 to 6/7, and you know, back in.
Just doesn't jive.
Oh man.
No, I'm just playing. But so with you know, like you'd never co-written before, and I know firsthand, you know, how vulnerable that process can be, because you know, songwriting, I feel, and I often said this to my old band back in New Zealand, like I'd show up and I was like, okay, here I am naked.
Yeah.
Can you put some clothes on me, please?
Yeah.
You know, and
Totally.
and it's a really vulnerable feeling. So can you tell me more about the songwriting process around how you and you know, the sorry, I forget his name.
Sky Allen. Yep.
Sky Allen. How you guys came to not just meet each other at a festival, but also decide, okay, we're going to write this song together. And did you give him guidance about what to write about, or how did that work?
Yeah. Our
Can I say something? Real quick?
please. He saw the whole. Yeah.
These two are like brother and sister from another lifetime. You know what I mean? Like twin flames that were like, and through other lifetimes have been together. And so when they got together, they were like, bing! And you see them even now, they're like brother and sister. They're like two minds of the same vibration. It's funny. So I don't know if you guys even planned it or whatever. These guys were up visiting, and you know, I dipped out. I was like, I'm going, and they stayed up all night writing music together. I don't know. It seemed like it was just like an organic thing for you guys.
Yeah, that was the first song that we wrote together, and it was a pretty easy process, I would say, and only because like the other ones weren't as easy, because we were literally like kind of going the other ones were kind of going into each other's journals and being like really vulnerable and yeah, you know. But this one, I had already had a verse and a chorus and the chords, and so he was more helping me just finish it and put his spin on it, and he was super helpful with like the way, like the rhythm of the words. He's a really good like freestyler and rapper, and so he'd be like, what's the mango one?
Mighty Mango.
Yeah, bless up the mighty mango. Yeah, bless up your, what is it? You got the lyrics over there.
I saw that here. I was like, mango. Bless up the trees sharing mighty magic mango fruit.
Yeah, so like, bless up the trees sharing mighty magic mango fruit. You know, for a while I'd be like, bless up the trees sharing mighty magic. You know, he's like, and he just helped me like put it in and make it sound cool, and his lyrics and his lines. But it was yeah, I mean, you're kind of like philosophizing about blessings. I had to tell him the story kind of about my spiritual teacher and where it came from, which was kind of something that I didn't really talk to anybody at all about, and I still really don't. So, and yeah, it was pretty. That one was pretty easy to write together.
That's cool. That's really cool. And I think that's especially needed right now, given how this year has been, you know, difficult for a lot of people, but also a blessing to be able to you know, dive into that spiritual self and learn about yourself, because you have no other option.
Right on.
You know, so
Yes.
no, that's awesome. That's really wonderful. So can you tell me, like, what was the biggest breakthrough that you had personally when it came to writing this song?
That's an interesting question. The biggest breakthrough, oh gosh, I don't even know. The biggest breakthrough. So what would be?
Okay, so like,
Yeah.
so for example, you know, my song that I wrote and released earlier this year, Be Brave, I originally wrote it because of I was moving to DC from Connecticut, where you guys are, and
Yeah.
I was freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, time to put your big girl panties on, Emma. Be brave, And so I wrote this song that then translated into this whole thing of like, oh, we're in a pandemic now. I'm alone in a country where I've got family in LA and I've got family in Iowa. I live in DC. Now's the time to be brave.
Be brave.
So that was my sort of one of my pivotal songs. Was there any aha moments for you guys that came about from this song?
Yeah, I think the biggest breakthrough would be, kind of sharing words and philosophies, again, that were kind of connected to sort of a guide to me. That was the first time I kind of was sharing those lessons. I'm always sharing positive lessons, but sharing specifically those lessons. And then the other breakthrough would be just straight up like co-writing and trusting that was gonna all work out. But I would say like the lesson of it, like you say, like now we're all being tested like majorly, right? In this time is like,
like you said too, a lot of good things have come from the pandemic. And if we can look at those things, of course we got to deal with what we're dealing with, and we have to live in the situation we're living in. We can't change that, but we can change and alter our perception of how we're digesting it. You know what I mean? Everything comes into us, media and life and everything, and we have to take it into our body vibrationally and physically and digest it, right? And then how do you want to make your perspective of it? And so if you can find a blessing in even the curses, then you bust that curse up.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so it's like you just go around, and we kind of did an experiment today. I didn't even think we really thought of like, we're going to do an experiment, but we were driving around, and because we were kind of getting ready for this podcast, and I was literally like just being like, I was like blessing the construction worker, and I'm like jogging around by. God bless you, bless you with your hands in your pockets, and bless you. You just cut me off, and we were literally like just for like an hour doing that, and it was funny because like towards the end, like we drove by this guy, and you're like, that guy just like hailed me up, like gave me the like, hey, one heart kind of vibe, and. That's what happens when we start blessing everything.
Cosmic energy, all that karma, from blessing people, you get your blessing back.
Yeah. Totally.
And the abundance that can come from that. And that's, towards the end of the song, it's like living in abundance, one heart, one mind. And as we chant that all the time. We chant that if we have just like a win in life, or like, say we get a gig and it's like really good paying, or like a royalty comes through from a song or something, and we're like, and we literally chant that, we sing that, we're like, live in abundance, one
no matter what,
because it's just
more
like
stuff's coming in,
because that's just like rising the frequency of abundance, and then that's going to be attracted into your aura.
A way to bless up the situation too is you're hailing it up. So when you sing, living in abundance, you're blessing what's going on around you right now. You're singing it to the heavens.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's something that's so important to remember these days. I was having a conversation with a friend earlier today about like even the hard times, even the bullshit. You take the bullshit, you plant a garden, we're good. Use this fertilizer. Everything is here for a reason and has its purpose. And I think that's so important. Now, tell me, like, how. Because you guys live in Connecticut now. You were in Portland, was that right?
Oregon, yes.
Yeah. Two completely different places. I'm not gonna lie. So different. So tell me, like, how is your audience in both states? From the West Coast to the East Coast. Portland. I love Portland. But like, how are your audiences? How are your family and friends in each state and across the country? How are people responding to this song in particular?
Definitely. People are loving on it a lot. State comparison, I don't know.
Well, it's funny. All right, there was a time, and I feel like it's really changing a lot now, and I'm seeing because I'm trying to look at the situations that are going on and part of this shift that we're going through right now, energetically, socially, physically, third dimensional living, fifth dimensional, we're moving. And so I see a lot of things changing here in Connecticut with people. So I feel actually a lot of people that we've built community here are really open-minded and righteous. However, there was a point when we were first coming back from Oregon,
which was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, at least that. Yeah,
10 years ago.
10 years ago. And coming back here and just talking about herb being legalized and stuff like that. And, in Oregon, everyone's like, yeah, it was already practically legal, I think. And then you come here and everyone's like, oh, did he just say that on the microphone? Oh, people are a lot more like, ooh.
Yeah.
So for a while, that was a big campaign of ours, was to push, marijuana rights and advocacies for it, for legalization of it. And then also for hemp, medicinal, there's such a huge spray that comes from this one plant, you know what I mean? So, I think for a while we saw a lot different. We would be like, oh, if we were in Oregon, the crowd would have been a little
the crowd's a lot more.
But now I feel like really, and I'm noticing a huge difference in people's, I think the cosmic consciousness the vibration is getting a lot more higher. And people here, great community, open-minded, And plus, I think we're seeing with all the legalization, people are different with the whole, herb vibe anyway, too. So
and people get it a lot more. I think you're right. Like and how long ago were you in Connecticut? How was that? Not too long ago, or
it was end of 2015.
Okay. So a few years.
Autumn of 2015.
Yeah. So it's like, in Connecticut, we always say like people hide, so like there's a lot of cool people in Connecticut, but a lot of them are hiding out. So once you find your tribe and they're here, they're here. So it's So people react pretty awesome. We recently played this live and people got it, But of course it depends on every show you're at,
Of course. Have you had any again, because your lyrics that you talk about so much, and I feel again that you can identify so much with parts of it and then differently with other parts of it. Have you had anybody specifically come up to you and tell you, oh, I really, this line spoke to me, or this line reminded me of this time that X, Y, or Z happened? Has that kind of occurred with this song?
Yeah, I have one girl that comes to see us a lot, and she didn't actually. I asked her for specifics, but she just said it touched her so much, and it's her favorite song on the album. And she came out to the show recently and knew every single solitary lyric, and she just, from the moment we started playing, she's just like, blessings, of course it was like our last song, in an hour and a half set. Blessings. She was just like begging for it, But there's a lot of lyrics in that song, to know all the lyrics in that song.
Did you know the rap as well?
She did, yeah. And Sky lives in Vermont, so he doesn't always he doesn't always get to sing with us. And he came down for the show, and he goes, "Oh, I was watching her, and I was like, I hope I don't mess this up, because she knows every single lyric." So. So no particular lines at the moment.
Okay. What about you, Bongo?
No, I mean, but we've been getting a lot of good vibes from the whole album, really, and Blessing is right in line with the whole message of Crystal Vision, and every song on it has something to tell you, and people are really, really, really responding well to it. It makes you feel good because, you put your heart and your soul into everything you do as a musician, as an artist. And, you want to connect with other people. You want to say, hey, I'm going through the same shit, or I've been there, done that, or hey, check out this perspective. And when you get people that are like, yo, I get what you're saying, it makes you feel really good. And when you're trying to put out a positive message, you're like, oh my fucking God, thank God someone's hearing this and can actually, and be on the same path, because sometimes you look around and you're like, anybody out there? What's going on? So much negative going on. So when you start spinning positive stuff and when people respond to that.
And there's this one line in the song, and Sky wrote it, and when he originally wrote it, I just remember, and the way he sang it, it literally, so it's allow yourself to unweave the knot. Yeah, allow yourself to unweave the knots in your heartstrings. And
yeah,
I say that to myself a lot. Believe it or not, I say that to myself a lot.
Yeah, and the way he sang it when we were writing it, I was just like I literally could feel like unraveling of just again, past pain and anytime we sing that, how, because you're a performer, that you can feel an audience when something's touching them, and anytime we sing that line, like I just see a few people out there just like shift and be like, oh, and then our guitar player kind of takes over, and I'm always like, hey, like unweave people's hearts, the knots in their heartstrings with that, the next music that you're gonna play. So to me, that line's real powerful.
That's gorgeous.
Well, and you carry a lot of stuff in your heart. It doesn't have to be even necessarily past stuff. It could be what happened today. Someone cut you off, whatever, and all of a sudden gets a little more, and then someone else does this, and a little more, and then, oh man, I lost my change, a little more, and then your heart gets all knotted up. And then if you can remind yourself, just unweave it a little bit, let it all, kind of go away and fall away.
That's so important at the moment, especially this month.
Oh my God.
Especially this month. And to not be like, so like, I think we're so right now, I think as a whole world, like focused on intellect right now and mind, and because there's so much information coming out, at us, and I notice it with just a lot of my friends. They're like super intellect, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's great. It's a great place to be, but I keep kind of getting that message is go into your heart, and a lot of us, like, that's where the healing is, and it's good. It's a good to balance, but I feel like it's off balance. Like it's a lot, everybody's in their head right now. So if you can kind of go to that heart space and listen to those messages that are coming from there, breathe into it, like, breathe the light into there, and breathe the love into your heart, and also like, push it out there to the whole world needs it right now.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I think one of the things that this song in particular sort of reminds me of, and as you're speaking about it, it just hammers it home even more, is, again, because of the pandemic, because of everything that's going on politically and socially in this country in specific, we've forgotten a lot. Like we've got I say we've got 5 facets of self: your physical, emotional, social, spiritual, and social. Did I say that already? Physical, emotional, yeah, whatever it is. And you're right, we're so caught up in the mental that we forget to feed the spiritual, the emotional. The social is pivoted quite significantly. Who's in your bubble, who's in your team, but how blessed we are that we have the internet, how blessed that we are that we have the phone and text messages and masks, fashion masks now.
Yeah,
right.
It's true.
So I feel like you guys have already answered this question, but my last question was like, what is it about the song particularly that for you guys that has changed your life?
Yeah. It's a good one.
A HannahS Field song or any song?
No, this song.
No, this song.
What about this song?
This
song, like,
that has changed our life.
Specifically. That has changed our life.
I think the heartstring, and I always think bless it. Everything to me is a blessing. Everything is, you got to bless it. Whatever it is, I try all the time. If something goes right, I'm like, fuck yeah, bless it up. Bless it. Bless it. And it's like, I'm always praying to my angels, to my, spirit guides. I'm always like asking for help. And so then when stuff goes right, you got to thank them. You got to give thanks. Yeah. You got to bless it, and you got to praise it up, and it's okay to shout it out sometimes too. Like, oh my God, and celebrate it, because life is a tough classroom, but when you do good, or when things are going good, you can enjoy the school. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a school of hard knocks all the time.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and just, you know, realizing that we can shift our energy at any point in time. We can pivot to the positive, or we can pivot to the blessings, even if it's like, you know, I got like $2 left in my bank account, but I'm gonna bless that $2, you know, and like, you know, I'm driving a crappy car, or I gotta take the bus today, but I'm gonna bless this bus ride. And it's not always easy, you know, like today I was like, you know, walking around and I was just trying to do a million things, you know, teach, and then, you know, the Modern Musician program, really intense. There's a lot of technology, and I was just trying to do too many things, you know, and I was just like, just got real, like, you know, stressed, right? It's like, we can be stressed, or we can turn that to blessed, right? And so
stressed or blessed.
Right, I just made it up.
Snaps.
Right, the next song. You're gonna co-wrote an emoji.
Oh my god. Hell yeah.
Duet time, yeah.
That's right. That's right. But you know, it's like, it's just, we can pivot, and just that realization that we have the choice, you know, at any point in time to kind of just shift that energy if we can remember. And so the nice thing is we say, you know, bless up, and like, it's so repetitive, but that it gets in your head if you're listening to it, you know. And so just as a reminder of just to bless everybody around you, bless everything around you, and just do an experiment. If you're watching and you're like, this is just, again, there's just these crazy hippies talking about blessings, I don't know, world's coming to an end, you know, experiment. I just invite you, and I dare you to just experiment, like tomorrow, see what happens to your day, try it for an hour, and just see how you feel. Like, does it shift how you feel? And like, what's more important than that, you know?
I always get excited when I see people exercising, you know, bicyclists on the road, or someone running early in the morning. You know, and I'm driving, I'm like all tired or whatever, and I'll be like, fuck, that guy's got some stinking determination, respect, you know what I mean? You're just like, bless that fool, you know? That's awesome. And makes you want to, you know, feels good, and then you can take that in, and, you know, maybe it's going to help you in some way too, you know what I mean? But, you know, you see someone working hard, you got to say, dude, work hard, that's great. Yeah. You know, you're motivated, I respect that, you know? Instead of being like, damn, this guy's taking up too much space, I got to move over, or whatever.
Or like, man, I really should be running right now.
Yeah, right, halfway, beat yourself up or whatever, you know? Totally.
Right.
No, respect you to that person that did it, you know, had the motivation to get up and get moving and get themselves doing the way they want to, you know, go through life and stuff. So
I see it a lot with like money too, like, you know, if you're, you know, if you come from struggle, and kind of have that mentality, it's easy when you see, like, say, somebody with a really nice car to be like, oh man, that guy's got to be a blah blah blah, or, you know, and I see the shift when you just say, oh man, that's a really really nice car, you know, that's cool, or they probably worked really hard for that. Like, just, you know, bless that up.
Have
you
fun
know,
with
like,
them driving their car. You know, when you see them whipping by with the sun top down, like, yo, do it, bro. You know, like, that's cool. That's cool. No. But, you know, too, you got to respect, look, there's so many dynamics of life, and we choose what level we want to participate at. So some people want to participate at a high financial level, or a high, you know, societal level. They want to look for this large window. But that takes a lot of energy and sacrifice to achieve that. You know, that takes, everything's in exchange. Nothing is given freely to you just because you say, oh, I want to be a millionaire. No one's gonna be like, oh, well, Hannah signed up for the millionaire slot, so she gets $1 million. Here you go live it. And I gotta look at her and be like, I didn't get the millionaire slot. No, you have to put yourself out there and do whatever it takes. You got to be either intellectually sharp or in the right place, or there's sacrifices that are made. So these people have sacrificed something, and you have to acknowledge that too. You know, in the life that we're living affords us certain things too. You know, if you live at a lower level, there's less demands on you for certain things. You know what I mean? Whatever that may be. So you know, you choose your participation, and you know, when you find love in others, hard work and stuff, you know, you'll get loving work back to you.
Yeah. You guys are fantastic. I'm so excited about, you know, your this album, the song, your general philosophies on life. I want to come to Connecticut and do some yoga with you.
Yeah. You're welcome anytime.
As long as it's physically distant, right?
Yeah. Well, come when it's warm, and we'll let you sleep in,
yeah.
sleep in the
Sleep
bus.
in the treehouse.
We'll cook for you, and we'll just have a picnic.
Connecticut in wintertime, and we're not friends.
No. Neither.
But no, thank you guys so much. If you are watching this and you want to know more about HannahS Field and all of the magic that they are spreading across the land, go and check them out, hannahsfield.bandcamp.com, as well as your website, which I can't say.
It's just hannahsfield.com.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because I stole the artwork from there earlier this week. But no, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being such beacons of light and bringing that positive change that we need, this year in particular. So any last words before we sign off today?
Being positive is a practice. It's easy for people to look at someone and be like, yo, they got it together. Look at their life is so good. No, being positive is a practice. And we're all challenged every day, and some days your practice is super strong and some days your practice isn't so strong, and that's okay, but just do your practice and do it every day.
Yeah, right on.
I love that.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add?
No, that was perfect. I ditto.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, my name is Emma G. This is the song that changed my life. This is obviously HannahS Field. And that's us for this week. I will be back next week on Tuesday at same bat time, same bat channel, with somebody else completely different. I'm very excited. But until then, be good, be kind, spread love like it's going out of fashion. And please don't forget to have an amazing week on purpose.